So I decided to drive through New Albany today to show you guys the data center. So they have Cyrus One, which I believe is Facebook. They also have the Intel chip manufacturer that they're building, and then they have a bunch of other data centers. I just showed you the Amgen company, but this is New Albany, and as you can see, you can't really get close to the buildings because they have them all, fenced off, obviously. But as you can see, these are all data centers, warehouses, the chip manufacturer. That's all being built in New Albany, Ohio, which is outside of Columbus, Ohio. Probably about 20-30 minutes outside of Columbus, Ohio, Jefferson Township, Licking County. So it's not technically like Columbus. It's the Columbus metropolitan area. This looked like it was a data center. You can see like the HVACs on top of the building. As you can see, it's just tons of construction. This is all within the same trip. I just went a big circle. This is the Intel chip manufacturer with all these cranes. You can literally see all the cranes for the chip manufacturer, and it's literally in the middle of farms, and there's a lot of houses that obviously people aren't living in. People moved out. There's a farm right here that actually had farm equipment. You can see all the HVACs on top of that building. Obviously the data centers have to be cooled down, right? So you have a lot of HVAC systems, air conditioning systems to cool these massive computer systems to keep them cool. There's been a lot of conversation about, hey, these data centers are creating jobs. Most of the jobs are coming through by way of construction. This is the Cyrus One. Again, I don't know. I haven't done all the research. I just made the video kind of pick up and shoot. So let me know in the comments if the Cyrus One is indeed Meta. I did see a Meta truck driving around. So again, yeah, these are all data centers.
New Albany, Ohio.
You have Meta, Google.
It's really outside of Columbus.
All the different tech corporations, and then you have a lot of construction companies. So you have cleanup crews. You have utility companies. You have the different construction and labor side of things. Cement trucks. Up here to my left, I believe, is a big warehouse building. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. This is like my second or third time really driving over here. Just seeing how massive it is. Again, these are warehouses. You can see these are some people's homes, right across the street. And I can imagine, if they're living there, just the amount of construction traffic, how overwhelming that could be, especially in this community. This is a farm town, right? So it's again outside the city of Columbus, so it's not really city life. It was more so like country, rural, farmland, and they're just taking it all over to develop big data centers and warehouses and factories for miles, blocks and blocks. So yeah, it is a big operation. If you're not familiar with New Albany is owned by Les Wexner, who also was the biggest funder of Jeffrey Epstein. New Albany is a wealthy community, I guess. It's a manufactured community. So yeah. And this is just land. This was also connected to the Intel property. As you can see, all the cranes are up in the air. I believe, there you go, the Intel sign right there. So yeah, billions of dollars to develop these properties. And again, we don't know the economic benefits. Electricity prices are up, utility prices are up. So pretty interesting. Let me know what you guys think. I tried to do my best, getting different angles. I'm upset. I used to have a drone.
So yeah, it's a
got
bunch of
rid of
data
it a
centers
few years ago.
out this way.
Might be time to go re-up on the drone again.
New Albany is essentially owned by Les Wexner, who was the main funder of Jeffrey Epstein. He also owned L Brands, which was a bunch of fashion, Victoria's Secret, which was the main one, and a bunch of other fashion companies right here in Columbus, Ohio. He is the wealthiest person in Columbus, Ohio, and I believe Ohio. But yeah, there's the data centers. The Intel one that they've been talking about for the last few years. As you can see, they got their own electricity right here. But this is why energy costs are up. So electricity costs in Ohio and Columbus. I'm assuming these are some of the buildings for this. As y'all can see, those are all the cranes for the data center. Or they're a chip manufacturer, but it's a bunch of data centers over there. But this is a chip manufacturer. Sorry, I misspoke. Intel chip manufacturer. Pure chips and stuff like that. For the data centers, I believe, right? I believe that's the chips are for the data centers. So what they're pushing is obviously jobs. So you see a lot of construction jobs. Different types of construction, vacuum companies, like you got electrical, you got all types of stuff. So those are the jobs that they're pushing right now. As you can see, those are the Intel signs. Obviously, I can't go back up in there because it's private property. But billions of dollars pouring in right there. And then again, there's more like warehouse, factory type stuff. Another angle. This Meta right here, I believe Cyrus 1. So this is the data center, I believe, for Meta.